Cool. Hi, Carrie. How
Mary
are
Beth,
you?
what's up? Happy
What's
Tuesday.
up? Happy Tuesday. Nice to meet you. How are you
Nice
doing?
to
How are you
you. I'm
feeling
doing
about your
great. Where
movie?
where are you at in the world right now?
I am in Maryland. I live right outside of Washington, D.C.
Sweet. Well, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Where are you? LA?
Recently moved out to the Phoenix area.
Ooh,
Very
neat.
hot.
Hot.
Today is the first day they said in 4 months that it hasn't been 100 degrees. So, woo. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I know.
Fun.
It's weird.
So weird. Well, congratulations on Amber Alert. This was a found footage movie, wasn't it, at first?
Yeah, long time
Long.
ago.
I saw the found footage movie long ago, and I was like, this feels familiar. So,
You know?
wow,
Yes,
weird.
ma'am. Yeah, so yeah, I my wife and I were actually driving from LA to Phoenix to visit my mother-in-law, and we saw an active Amber Alert. And those break your heart. I gripped the wheel of the steering wheel. I asked my wife if we had a bat because we are going to find this car, run it off the road, and save a kid. We didn't find it. My wife was like, "Is that the safest thing?" But we had an hour and a half long discussion of what would you do. And I scoured the
Oh,
internet that night. I was like, "This idea is awesome. Why hasn't anyone done it?" And Hollywood didn't give me $100 million to make it, and we had $5,000 in our bank account, and my wife convinced me to make it found footage because there was no other way, and I wanted El Chivo to shoot it. I wanted all the bells and whistles. She's like, you're a complete idiot. The story is great. Let's just go do it with however we have to do it. And that's kind of how it came about.
well then how did it evolve now? What that was like 2012, like so like,
Yeah.
almost over a decade
So,
later. How
yeah. So after it came out, it was a small, tiny found footage film. Not many people
yeah.
even knew about it or saw it or whatever. Like after that, Josh and I wrote the film that we always wanted to make. So we wrote the script
Mm.
and basically did what we always wanted to do. You could see we could see more. We weren't just stuck in a car. We could
Yeah.
go with the mom, the police officer, 911, like do the film that I always wanted to make. And so we've been trying for the last 10 years to get that made, which is this.
Oh, wait, then holy cow, it must feel amazing. I mean, I know it took so long, but to have it coming out and having star-studded cast in it and having it look so slick. I mean, this just is like kind of like a dream come true, then it must be.
Yeah, listen, there have been tears of joy. There's been tears of sadness. There has been so many emotions. It's like, I love this. I hate this. Let's move on. But I always knew we had opportunities to sell the script. We had opportunities, I
Yeah.
always knew that this film, this concept, our script was top notch. I just needed to get the opportunity to make it. And I am, in the eyes of Hollywood, a quote unquote nobody. But my wife believed in me, my writing partner, Josh, and they're like, Carrie, whatever you want to do, we're going to ride or die with you. And so we've all been pushing this rock up the hill for so long. And the fact that it's finally here is a miracle. And there's lots of emotions, and it's awesome. We have the exact right people at the right time who are supposed to be in it. We had the amazing crew in Kentucky of the best people that we worked with.
Where did you
It
film in Kentucky?
We went to Louisville.
Okay, I just filmed a feature in Kentucky and I love it. I loved filming there, so that's why I was just like, Kentucky's the
Oh,
best.
I loved it so much. The best people. We're all still so close. Like the hang with these individuals was awesome. It was hard. There's days where we miss it. It rained half a day, and I'm freaking out, throwing my storyboards away. What are we gonna do? And as you know, making a film is no easy task.
No, especially when weather decides, especially when your movie, a lot of it is dependent on what, especially with driving around. I mean, you're so
I
dependent
know.
on weather and continuity. It's just like,
Yes.
uh-oh, what do we do? Like
A
that is,
lot of uh-oh moments.
well, and can you tell me more? I know this doesn't just take place in the car, but filming it so much in a car. Like, tell me about the difficulties and the ability and having to kind of, or the ways that you cheated, if you did, to make it look like you were shooting in the car. Because it's such a tiny
Yeah.
space. It's
So
impossible to shoot in a car, I've learned. It's so hard to shoot in a car.
yeah, it's crazy. And you have to be safe. When we did the
Yes.
original, I just sat in the back with my camera and we were doing things that are now looking back are like, we're glad we're alive, going so fast, running light, like doing real things that it was nice to be safe, to have a process trailer, to have police take us around, you
Actually
know,
have like roads blocked off for you so you're not gonna
yeah,
hurt
I was like,
anyone.
whoa, 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 whoa. Like, so that was good and bad at the same time. There's things I'm like, well, wait, we just can't do this, but
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it was great. And our actors were risk takers and they kind of knew my situation. I always say, this is my 8 mile. I need to get out of I got to get out of my mobile home and level up. And they knew that the passion that Summer and I had for this film, that I needed them. They knew that I would give them everything and that we would make a fabulous film if they would just take a chance on me.
Oh my God. Wow, this is such a I was curious. I'm so excited to hear this story because when I saw, oh, this was the found footage, because I'm a found footage freak. So I've seen like a lot of, and it's so cool to see these things become more like narrative, higher budget projects and to hear your
Yeah.
like just you talking about it. It's like so inspiring as a filmmaker to just like it's so hard out there in this industry, but you kept going and this movie is now happening. And that's like so inspiring, I think, to hear just,
Oh, well, thank you. I
in this
mean,
indie industry when we have no
yeah.
money and we're just trying to make it to see the film become this. It's inspiring. I know it's exhausting and difficult and awful at the same time, but still, it is cool to hear
Yeah.
that
Well,
story.
I appreciate it. And, you just have to be sort like, listen, I've been like, my wife has been like as much as I've had this idea and pushing the rock, like without her, none of this would be possible. Like the fact that we've stuck this through, that she hasn't left me, that we have kids, like
You
when
have
we came
kids
up
too?
with
Oh my God. Geez, you have
yeah,
kids on top of this? Jesus.
when we came up with the idea in 2010, we had no kids. Now we have 3 kids.
Whoa.
So it's like our journey has been crazy to get here.
This is your fourth kid.
Kind of, and I love them and hate them at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Well,
but I
I
always
actually
love your
that's interesting. Has
kids.
your perspective on this movie kind of shifted at all becoming a parent? I mean, this is so much about the terror of losing a kid. Has your investment in the story and kind of how you approach it changed at all since becoming a dad?
I think it's definitely more relatable, and because
Yeah.
this is my worst nightmare. I'm not worried about Freddy Krueger or
Yeah.
Jason or any of them. Like, I'm more worried about someone that I am an acquaintance with, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm kind of annoying on high alert, but I also am like, don't want to be a helicopter parent where my kids are just like not experiencing the world. And part of life is failing, is falling down, is
Yeah.
learning from experiences. So my kids are sometimes like, all right, dad, don't worry, they're not going to take us or touch us or something. I'm like, stop. Like, I get that, but
This is a
yeah.
weird world. You never know. People are kind of weird. Like you don't want to be too scared, but you gotta have, gotta be a
Yeah,
little
yeah. I
going
just
on,
want us
right?
to be aware of maybe the bad, but also let's be aware of all the good that is in the world
Yeah.
and keep our eyes open to help out everyone and look out for those in need or look out for those who
Yeah.
are having a hard day, open the door for someone. Let's help the little old lady across the street. Like let's just be kind to one another all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, Carrie, what's next for you then? I mean, what do you have anything coming up? Anything else you can talk about, or is
Yeah,
it a
yeah. My
secret?
buddy and I, Josh, who wrote this, we wrote a script called Emergency Contact, and we're trying to get that as our next film um, off and running. So that is we're really excited about that. Yeah, I
Cool.
just want to make another film, and that is like I'm like jonesing, like this was such a great experience. And we shot this last summer in Kentucky. Everything takes so long, but I'm like, I just want people to see this and know, all right,
Yeah.
these guys, my wife who produced the film, they all know what's going on. Let's go do it again.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, Carrie, it was such a joy to talk to you and hear a little bit more about Amber Alert and the journey to make it what it is today. That's awesome.
Thank you, Mary Beth. I appreciate it. And thank you for helping us spread the good word. It means a lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely.